Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Deciding to bring you a specific Hurricane Harvey, not announcement, but some similarities into history. Now we're going to start with a book by Barbara Krautheimer, Black Slaves, Indian Masters, Slavery, Emancipation, Citizenship, the U.S. Barbara Krautheimer. Basically, this book is detailing that, yes, it's true, some of our Native American brothers and sisters owned and had slaves in America. White people in America, we all know, owned, operated slave plantations, and became wealthy. Didn't work out so good for the Native Americans, because one thing the Native Americans had to realize is that earlier they were calling them red niggas. They considered them no different than the black men and women who were enslaved by some of our Native American brethren. But there was a flood that took place in 1833 in Arkansas, where the Arkansas River had flooded. And it was so devastating until it took out everything, food, slave masters' homes, and the black people had to drive the wagons and help in that situation. But a lot of them that were in the fields or whatnot that had these, were living in these slave quarters, and I believe a lot of them escaped, used it as an opportunity or a gift from God for their freedom to seek a better way of life. Some, I can imagine, and this is my opinion, because it's not really readily detailed known how what they accomplished, or it's not readily known how it all panned out after the horrific flood. But my opinion is those who stayed behind realized, hey, there's nothing different. And these are the slaves I'm talking about. They're saying there's nothing different than you and I when we're both standing here with nothing. Slave master lost everything, Native Americans lost everything, and the slaves lost everything. Now they're looking at each other. So how can you, as a slave, would say to the former so-called slave master, deem that you are better than I am and your racism towards me when we're both standing here with nothing? This river, the Arkansas River that flooded in 1833, didn't say, okay, well, look, we're just gonna knock out slaves and the Native Americans, but the rich slave owners will spare you and your property and your valuables. That didn't happen. Slave plantations, rich white people's homes were destroyed. It was no more. And I say that to say that in this particular Hurricane Harvey that we're experiencing, when I look out seeing people who need rescuing, it's of all nationalities. When I'm out meeting people in the stores, everyone is searching for the same thing: bread, water, gasoline, flashlights, batteries, coolers, ice, generators, no matter the color. So it destroys the myth that was forced into the subconscious mind of black people that white people were better simply because of the color of their skin. Now we know that that's not true. and any black person that comes out of this ordeal and dealing with Hurricane Harvey, who still has that slave mentality, there's no hope for you. Because if you look throughout Houston, majority, if not half of the city, needs to be rebuilt. That takes skill and knowledge. Everybody lost something. So how can one say their loss was more valuable than your loss? See, that's the Creator showing you the ignorance of man. No man could get out there and hold his hands up and say, rain, stop raining. And it's going to stop on that person's command, even though he may hold some title as president or any title, and saying, well, look, I'm white supremacy, I'm superior. Okay, well then if you're so superior, stop the rain, stop the floods. Let me see your superiority. Let me see what you got, what you're holding on to. So that dispels the myth. So in today, if you turn on, I don't care where you stay, where you're at on this planet, the coverage of Harvey, everyone will know about it. For one, you have internet through and television networks that report through whatever news agency in whatever language you may speak. You will know about Hurricane Harvey. And the definition of Harvey, which is in certain languages, one is iron, other is blazing. So it's saying it's blazing, a force of destruction, as though it was knocked around with big pieces of iron, strong iron. Looked like it came and just started bashing the city of Houston. And I'm speaking on the remnants of the floods. So where do we go from here? You just had the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists and the Ku Klux Klan march in Charlottesville, Virginia. That seems right now anybody that's floating in this water or have to stand on the tops of their roof knows that that's minor compared to what's going on right there. So there is no supremacy. Your hate didn't eclipse God's or nature's what it just produced here in Houston, in Texas. So that should tell you you have no power. It didn't say, well, you know what? This guy's over here, white supremacist. He hates all blacks, Jews, Mexicans, Asians, whatnot. Let's spare his house. Let's not put him underwater. And God will fix it to where that same racist would need some minority's help in order to save his life. And that situation should make that one racist feel as small and smaller as a gnat. So, just a brief subject and topic on how God can use natural disasters to show you who has the real power. Put you in a situation to where you realize that there is a higher power other than yourself. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.